Alright, hi everyone, this is Booman925. I'm starting my first stream and, well, whole setup that I'm going to be doing with .hack and the series. Originally starting off with the games. Now what I'm going to focus on is where the games left off and what they did not do, where are they in the story, you know, different things to kind of teach people what's all going on with it. Because a lot of people think Sword Art Online is the greatest thing in the world. While I'll agree, it is amazing, it's nice, it's good, it's clean. There are parts in it that they straight up took from here and kept the core, but you know, Bandai, we all love you. So, I shall set up a few things, check a few things over, and we'll get started.
Der Mann des Schattens, auf der Suche nach dem Abendrachen, ist noch nicht zurückgekommen. Der Herd der Finsternis grollt. Helba, Königin der Finsternis, stellt schließlich ein Heer auf. Aiparon, König des Lichts, grüßt sie. Und sie treffen sich am Fuße des Regenbogens. Die verfluchte Welle muss gemeinsam bekämpft werden. Der See von Alba brodelt. Der große Baum des Lichts fällt. Alle Macht zerfällt zu Tropfen im Tempel von Arche Köln. Wesen ohne Schatten, ihre Welt zerfällt zu nichts. Der Mann des Schattens auf der Suche nach dem Abenddrachen kehrt niemals mehr zurück.
Okay, user registration is done. Now for a name.
Alright, so before I get any further, you notice that the name Helba was mentioned in the beginning of it. Well, the programmer actually knew Helba during the storyline back then. It'll be explained a little bit more and more as we find out about Aura, and where she explains herself in the .hack Sign series and the .hack game series.
Yasuhiko's probably already there waiting for me. I'd better hurry.
Well, just as ever, we always hear the generic voiceover we all love from every other anime in the existence of time itself. And here I am trying to type, realizing I can't. Okay, try this again. Funny fact about the system for Ultimate, it actually was considered as an OS back then. This was a idea that the company actually thought, CC Corp, and they pitched it with Bandai to actually create this as a full UI that's downloadable. Unfortunately, it was shot down That didn't stop a lot of fans from making a Windows system setup that was exactly like it. Later on it was upgraded in GU, but we prefer this one more or less because it actually had extra accessories, and the start button down there at the bottom left hand corner actually functioned as one. But as years progress, we always change, forget, and move on to the next anime or game we like. And what a lot of people don't know about this is that this is one of the first system setups that was really self-explanatory, but actually held your hand trying to dive you into the world of what was and what is .hack, because you had to take over the character's place of it. So you would literally check mail, see how everything's doing, the news channel and everything. You would take this kid's place as he played the game. A lot of games would just let you know what happened and go third person mode. You had to act as him, which was extremely immersive in how his emotions ran, which was little to none, but he always had weird emotions. I don't know, it was odd. And off we go to at least one part of it. But for right now, I'm going to leave the board alone because I don't absolutely need it, because we're going to fall through the tutorial first. Now, the Key of the Twilight, everybody thought there was a big concept behind it, is the blade over there. That actually was just for looks, not a big concept about how the storyline went or anything alongside of that. It was just more for looks. And to try to have people attach all the world and everything. What is the Key of the Twilight? Was it part of the ring that was in that creature that was killing off people in .hack Sign? She was a part of it, but not actually the whole thing. It gets explained later on in the series of .hack Sign.
Hey, you made it. Hey, it's me, Orca, the Blade Master.
Whoa! You look so different from the real Yasuhiko.
Hey, in this game I'm Orca, regardless of what I am in reality. I'm pretty... What?
No, you look great.
Anyway, take this. Member address is the flash mail address you can only access in the world. With flash mail, you can exchange messages with others in real time, as long as you are in the world. It's mostly used by newbies to contact other players to form a party. Try it out by inviting me to join your party. First, press the triangle button to open the menu.
Feels a bit off for me because I'm actually using the Xbox One controller.
In the menu, select Party. Next, select Add. Names of players who gave you their member addresses will be listed here. Choose a player you want to invite to your party and send a flash mail. Since you just started, you probably only have my member address. Now, press the X button twice to send a flash mail to me. Ah, got it. Join my party. It's kind of weird mailing each other when we're face to face. See? My name appears under your screen. That means I'm in your party. By the way, flash mail is only available when you're in a town. Oh, and you can't contact people when they're not logged into the world. People do have a life, you know. We're not online 24/7.
Bullshit.
In other words, you can't always count on the same members to form a party. So, try to get as many member addresses as you can. You'll have more fun that way. Well, how you play is up to you. But since EXP and stuff isn't divided among party members...
It actually is. That's not true in there at all. I have no idea why they did that. When you have the party members, everybody gets an equal amount of EXP, and it is split. You have a greater amount of XP when you go solo. But money is not split because they're NPCs. You get all the money out of any situation.
You really don't benefit if you go solo.
The game is hard as hell at solo. And I will quote that right there. It is hard as hell at solo. Beating this game solo is physically impossible to do. Like, there's no possible way to beat the entire series solo. Ever. At all. No one could do it. Sorry. Because there's parts in there where you get one shot killed and you have to be resurrected by your teammates. And if you don't have teammates, well, that's game over. And you get one shot killed a lot at the bosses on here.
Okay. Well, why don't we head off? There's nothing to worry about. I found a perfect place for newbies. This is the Chaos Gate, sort of transfer device that takes us from one place to another. Now, press the X button. In the world, each play zone is called an area, determined by a combination of 3 keywords. Select New Keyword. This is the keyword screen. At the top is the entry plate. You put the 3 selected keywords one by one for each part, A, B, and C. Left of the entry plate is all the keywords you have. You can collect more of them by reading your emails, the board, and from other players. Now, let's enter some keywords by starting with part A. Select bursting. Good. Next for part B, select passed over. For the last one in part C, select aquafield. Now you're done specifying the area. Oh, one more thing. You see the symbol on the left next to the keyword? That's the server symbol. It indicates which server you are currently logged on to. This symbol is Delta, so we're logged on to the Delta server. The list on the bottom right is the area status list. See the jewel next to the field type and dungeon?
This is about the shittiest explanation you will ever hear of anything in gaming. The jewel shit never made sense.
That indicates how the selected keyword affects the status. For example, check the field type. See the jewel on the right?
Jewel on the right. There's multiple jewels. Lovely.
This means that the field type is being determined by Aquafield, the keyword in C. We don't know what kind of field the current keyword will create until we get there. But once we learn the effect of that keyword,
You actually get a good guess because it says element is wood. Therefore, out of 3 of the selections, you're going to have a wood rainy area, a wood sunny area, or a wood graveyard area. You'll never have a wood flesh area unless it's one of the specific storyline setups. The storyline setups were never set up properly. Actually, some area fields don't even make a lick of sense. Like, one is a fleshy area where you're supposed to go down in there and get a fire sword. Fleshy and fire sword. Doesn't make sense, but it's there. Storyline, whatever. But the gem series he's trying to explain on the right side of the screen has only been estimated as this. Red stones mean low grade, green stones mean medium grade, blue stones mean high grade. The colors will change and dissipate as they're set up. You will have purple and yellow, purple being the rarest, yellow being the highest. Purple will almost never show up until I get into the last of the games. You will then see it, most likely on .hack Quarantine. If I remember right, there's purple on there. And no, I'm not going off of Wikipedia for most of this information. I'm going off the original manuals that were created with it. So it is the true source, not the edited source.
For more details, check out the board on your own time.
It will never mention a single thing about that on the board. Ever. You just get words about crap people see in the games.
Alright, let's get going to the Delta Bursting Passed Over Aquafield. Select Warp. Before we get going, let me explain to you about the camera control.
Also, as you notice, as the screen changed and you saw the Delta server at the top and that setup that they had there, it is actually known